give me back that feeling, yeah, again, again. You give me back that feeling, yeah, again, 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 again. I want you just to shout it out. And give it up, we give it out. Shout it.
Sharing your stories and playing your songs on Graham's JFDI Show.
Good evening. A little bit of a convoluted introduction there. What was it going on? We've actually got some music on in the background. I've not done this for a while because normally the algorithms like chop me and prevent me from playing it. But listen, we will talk a little bit about it. I'm not going to give the game away. It's Thursday night, 8 p.m. and you've caught me in high G's, and I don't have anybody virtually in the green room tonight. So it doesn't happen that often. In fact, it's very rare. But tonight, I'm very excited to bring a good friend of mine to speak to you. We're gonna have a lot of fun. He's a fellow Scotsman, a fellow ex-forces man as well. We'll talk about that, and fellow Wim Hof instructor. He also, if you catch him on the right day, is pretty nifty at tiling, I think plumbing, and a whole raft of other things as well. But tonight, we're focusing on the music, as always. And it is my great pleasure to introduce you with a swift sleight of hand to none other than Mr. Darren Adam.
Thank you. Thank you. Cheers, my man.
How you doing?
Good, great.
How you feeling?
Awesome. Yeah, yeah.
No, because we're cow, that's why we're feeling awesome. As he said, you're not supposed to neck it. You're supposed to take it easy with it. But I'm not going to get much time to talk. I'm gonna. So it's done, and the energy is building.
Yeah.
So welcome at High G's. What do you think of this place?
That's right, man. Really, it's like being back in maybe, as I said to you, like being back in Nam or something. I don't know if it's like maybe we should play some Guns N' Roses. I don't know. The jungle.
Well, we're in the right place. You can play pretty much whatever you want. I was pulling out random CDs last week. We were speaking to Grant, but yeah, let's talk about the tunes that are right in front of us for now. So I've got 5 tunes that you've chosen, and I think we'll just kick it off. I did have a listen, as I always do. Did a little live earlier on, and I listen and I get the vibe from the songs. And then I look through some of the other questions that I ask people and think, what's this whole journey and story telling me? What do I want to know from this man? And what are the tunes telling me? And sometimes I just draw a blank, which is great because because then all I do is I introduce the first tune and say, okay. So we've got the first song is Ben Howard, Old Time.
Ben Howard, right? What's music now? The first time I heard of him was I was travelling back up in London. I was about 1 o'clock in the morning, driving my van, telling some of the pure gems around about London. And I was driving up the road, listening to Radio 1, trying to keep my eyes open. And Ben Howard was getting interviewed. And on came these songs. I imagine that
first time you'd heard them?
First time I'd heard them, pitch black, and it's like, whoa. Now, no more like half shot. And I'm okay, wow, who is this guy? Yeah. I need to find out more about him. I need to get obviously his albums again and just listen to his voice. And after doing some research, obviously YouTube, like the guitar and how he's making the music. Wow, It's a clever man. The sound that he gives you, the feelings that he gives you from his music, it's a roller coaster. It's brilliant. I mean, I love what he does.
And you did say that you could have pretty much chosen any song from the back catalogue.
Oh yeah, it's whole back catalogue. I mean, it's
Yeah.
emotion. One of the guys who I'd say pretty much what you hear on like online or CDs or records. And this is something that we have a lot. Again, when we listen to it, and I mean, especially on vinyl, I mean, you listen to his music on vinyl, and you actually see him live, like you can close your eyes, and there's not much difference. Very, very little difference. You're like, it's one of these guys, and you're like,
Yeah.
you sound like the CD, you sound like you sound like the radio, or like you're like he's an artist. I mean, so
Nice. So tell me then, so the first time that you heard them coming back up from doing that touring job, what's going on for them? Why are those lyrics? What is it that's so kind of, apart from the musical side, what are the lyrics saying to you? What's happening in your life that makes it?
again, at that point, I mean, I was doing a lot of climbing, I was doing a lot of exploring, especially in the north of Scotland. I mean, I was Coolins, and I was doing Rose. So again, I'm doing a lot of camping with my son Kai, and up came this song. I mean, no pain. I was, what a tune.
Right.
And again, it stirs up all these things. Again, it's one of these songs that I mean, I'm going camping, and it's one of those things. It's like warm weather, the atmosphere, and when you listen to it, and I mean, you can imagine closing your eyes and being in the woods. And it's such a beautiful song.
Yeah.
It just elevates me. It's like, and like all last summer, I mean, it was one of the tracks. I mean, if I was going in, I mean, it was always one that's the camping.
Right. So that's obviously quite important to you then, actually, not just the camping bit, but being able to do that with your son.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew this would happen anyway. So question number one, completely related. What's your favourite part of connecting with nature?
And it is. It's just nature. I think we've got to, and I've said this to you before, and society we've became so disconnected from nature, and we've forgotten we are nature.
Mm.
Now, I mean, when you look up the definition of Homo sapien, I mean, we're hairless monkeys. We really are hairless monkeys. I mean, and it's strange now, and it's like we don't see ourselves anymore. This is the beauty of the Wim Hof Instuctor. It brought me along this and woke up to this, and I was like, right, okay. And I mean, connection we have with nature. Why are we so disconnected? And obviously, with getting into the river, and I mean, every day, even though I'm not doing it at the moment, but again, that connection with nature. Why do we feel such ease in nature? Because we are nature. I mean, it's like
and the word nature is very close to natural as well. For a reason, right? It's natural to be in nature.
Again, I mean, our phrase like it's nature.
Yeah.
It's like, hello. There's your answer now. I mean, it's like you are human nature now. And so that's why we feel so good in nature, and that's you should be like we just go camping, you know, you go camping in the wild, but
right. Okay, so we'll come back there as well, but I'm going to try and it's fine because it makes sense to jump forward and back. I love that. The explanation was straight in with Ben Howard into nature. I'm interested because you're obviously, I introduce you as an ex-military man as well. So for those watching, a little bit about your time, but more specifically, I'm kind of interested in how your childhood played a part in your decision to join the military.
Oh, I was raised, my grandfather, again, he was at the Navy, Second World War. My dad was at the Army as well.
Okay.
There is, and obviously predecessors to that. I mean, my grandmother was here, I spoke to her, and she's like part of our family. Her uncles and things were all like in the Scottish regiments and things like that. The military's always played a part in my life now, and it's been consciously there, but obviously growing up, obviously when I came to 18-year-old, I mean, there was no 18-year-old going to like there was nothing there, so it was either go to the army or go to jail. You know, I mean, they were your options, kind of thing. For me, anyway, it wasn't.
So how were you at that sort of 18? How were you feeling?
Well, it was good.
About
I mean,
life in general.
yeah, it was good. I mean, it was like life was good. And I mean, it was, we jumped about and in rave scene and stuff like that. I mean, so, I mean, it's like 92. And I mean, it's like then they sent me to Germany. I thought, now in
Right. So was that when you joined?
Yeah.
When you joined up?
Yeah, 92.
Right. So how was that then? First couple of years, German rave scene. Based in Hona.
Yeah, I mean, that's like Seller, Dortmund, Canada. I mean, it's absolutely insane. I mean, 18-year-old and like, it's extra money to go and travel the world. And you're like, okay, and that's what I seen now. I mean, it's a free passport to travel the world.
Yeah.
And they sent me to some beautiful countries now. So,
right. Amidst the German rave scene, was there a time when you were in Germany that you managed to attend a rave or two?
No, obviously we not anything massive. I mean, we went to pubs and
don't worry, I'm not edging to for any confessions of illicit drug use whilst in the army. People just read my book if they want any of that.
No, there's nothing like that. That table was more focused on when I joined up the army. I was enlisted as a commando gunner.
Okay.
So my path was pretty much laid out in front of me. I was meant to do basic training, then go down to Livingston, the Commando Training Centre, and then go and then join tuning commando Royal Artillery. But for me, after the basic training, I was like, I want something.
Okay.
I want a break. I want to go. Obviously, I want to go and travel. So I joined the gun regiment, field regiment, Scottish Lowland Gunners, and went out to the M109s, which looks artillery. So we went out there and just kicked back and relaxed really now and enjoyed settling into the military. And I think it was my second time leaving. I looked at it and I was like, I never really came home after 18 months. I just went away, stayed out in Germany. I mean, you're going home like,
just enjoyed it.
I just enjoyed it. And I mean, it was great. Germany was good. Obviously, young, 18-year-old German woman. Yeah, and I mean, so now you're like the Reaper bands.
We might have fellow German instructors watch this. I think what he's saying is admires German women. Charismatic. Right, Graham.
So again, I mean, it's right there, and I mean, it's just 18-year-old, and you were like, your eyes were open. I mean, it was like, hang on. And I was coming home. Like, when I did come home, I was like, my friends were still doing the same thing. I'm like, hang on, I'm 18. I'm living in Germany. I mean, at such a young age. I mean, it was like, it's quite strange when I reflect back on it now. And I'm like, wow, 18. Most people hadn't even left school. And I mean, the people I know, they were like, they hadn't left school. I mean, here was me living in Germany, like blowing stuff up now. And having the time of my life out there. But then obviously that itch was to move. I mean, it was always there. I was running when I trained out there. Then it came. There was a recruitment drive to go back and like do what I was enlisted to do in the first place. And that was to be a commander.
Yeah.
So then I seen it. And I mean, there was the choice of 7 para, commando, some battery, special ops battery, and obviously 20 commando battery. Well, I didn't want to go and work in the guns again because I've you know. So that was 2-9 and 7 chair. So I was left here with special OPs or 20 commando battery, which was air defence.
Right.
I spoke to special OPs. I said, "Major, and I'm like, I'm 20. Smash it apart because I've got their pass rate for that course
right
is smaller than the SAS selection.
right, okay. Pretty tight.
Right, so again,
Okay.
it's like
So what happened then?
so they turned around and said, basically told me like you're not your body's physically not mature.
Yeah.
I'm not. That was worry.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, sign the dogs.
Right.
They're going back to Blighty. So off I went. We came back to the UK.
And how long did that last then? How long were
Well,
you back? What I guess what happened next? What's the next milestone in the journey?
posted back to the UK, Scunthorpe, small, in fact, place, Curtin Lindsay.
Oh yes.
So
Yeah.
I was stationed there, 20 Commando Battery, done pre-selection, training, they beat up and we got sent back to Wilson, 13 weeks.
Got what?
No,
Got beaten up
no,
in terms of the training.
yeah, no, I mean physically, it's not like dragged down and kicked up.
Okay.
Warmed up, getting your body prepared, your mind prepared,
Yeah.
to go down and do this training. I mean, it was a 30-week course.
Yeah.
And you physically and mentally were pushed to that up limit. And you're talking long courses here.
So roll the clock like forward from the exact same question I've asked you only like maybe 5 minutes ago. From kicking about 18 as having the kind of, is there a moment I'm kind of trying to put myself in the like, thinking, having read like David Goggins and a number of other, like military tales of special forces selection training, all of that sort of jazz, and like where you're at the moment. Can you think of a point in time during like that, like being taken to hell and back? Can you think of a point in time where you like were ready to chuck it and you didn't?
Yeah, no, and it was actually after I'd done like I passed the course and had my motorbike. There was like,
Oh,
yeah, we just done our Northern Ireland training, came back, basically into camp off the bus, my gear off. So again, spent.
so this was not long
I was-
after having passed the.
No, on the course. I mean, it's like I'd already passed that years.
Okay,
This
so
was
you-
functional, getting
Right.
ready to get deployed to Northern Ireland. And he was me, and I mean, it was like, okay, right, just done a Northern Ireland training, and that was it. There was nothing else after that.
God,
So
what happened then?
I had a car at 70 mile an hour, the motorbike, and
I've heard this before, by the way, but I'm still my heart thumping.
broke basically both cheekbones on ribs, pelvis, and shattered my left leg into 26 pieces.
Oh my God!
Spent about 3.5 weeks on life support. So, and there was even times like that. I mean, there was like totally oblivious to it. I mean, there was like obviously complications and that. But there was times during that period, like the 2 years of recovery, learning how to walk and things like that. I really could have just threw the fucking towel in.
Right.
And said, okay. I mean, but
Yeah.
no, there's always been something in me that said, just keep going.
What
And
do you think? What do you think
there was a
that
tiny
is?
moment. It's
Survival.
survival. I mean, but I can remember being in the hospital and the doctor saying to me, and big Irish used to feel scaffolding, pins in my leg in the morning that we'd not scream, obviously. He was like, at least we know it's healing, because obviously, because what he's looking for is
Pain response.
pain response, nerve response. I mean, is the
Yeah.
nerves in the leg damaged or not? And they were thinking about amputating. So I'm like, this stuff earlier on, and so at the time I was just in sheer agony. But again, listen to it, when back to that, seeing the doctor say things like, "You'll never run again," and I remember thinking, I'll run again or not. Now, at 50, I reckon I could still crack 10k in 45 minutes.
So there was a determination.
Oh yeah,
as
I mean,
well.
I think there's always been a built-in determination. I think there's always something, and when there's something else, there's a strive to better myself. I don't know if it was put imprinted in my grandfather, because he always said to me, "Be anything that you can do and be anything you put you into." And I'm like, okay.
What about that? Somebody that doctor saying you'll never run again. How about that? In terms of being, like you said, being told what you can and can't do. For me, this resonates throughout my life.
Yeah, no,
like,
like,
there being that part of me that,
if you tell me I can't do it,
yeah,
I'm the guy that would go wrong.
yeah,
It's like I'll go out my way, and it's like good that does, and it's like, why not?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
don't eat the chocolate cake. Don't drink the 40 grams of cacao tonight before you go to bed.
But it's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good question, and that why not? It's
Again, I get to the point now. I mean, it's like I just turned 50 there, and it's like it's saying. I mean, I've done so much in these 50 years that I've been on this planet now, and it's like from being 18. One of my best memories of the army was going out flying out to Canada. We out to Jasper, we out to Banff, and to Jasper National Park, and we were climbing with this, going through all these trails. The guide, First Native Indian, he took us up on this mountain, Mount Athabasca, and we climbed it. And there we were sitting, legs dangling over the top of this mountain. It was like 14,000 feet. It's ludicrously high. And you're like standing in front of the Rocky Mountains. I mean, the whole Rocky Mountains in front of you are like crystal clear, perfect. And you're like, what an invention. I mean, and again, the same thing, like, here I'm 19-year-old, and what are you doing here? I'm being horseback drinking coffee. I mean,
being paid to.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Again with the method.
Yeah.
Jonas was a star man, and asking me to come and help him in Germany now. And it's like, Germany, going down in the Austrian Alps, and here we are getting there in these mountains again. It's like, yeah, this is where I'm meant to be.
Yeah, in nature.
Yeah,
they were right back at nature as well. Every time we get to nature, right? What I've decided tonight, every time we get to nature, because we're going to get to the next point of nature naturally anyway. But to avoid us going off at a tangent, well, let's go back to your second song. Because I've got some questions anyway I guess just before we do move on to your second song, just kind of closing off from lying in this hospital bed, having the ability, learning how to walk again, learning how to kind of function again.
Yeah.
I did have a question which was in and around your decision to leave the military, but I guess that kind of decision was largely taken for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they were like, okay, we can give you a desk job, or
you're not going to give me a desk job.
It's like caging a line or something. I mean, it's like it'd be prison for me. So again, horrible. I mean, so like no way. I was like the stick you'd get. I mean, it's like yourself. I mean, it's just it's not worth it. It's like, I'll take the MD.
Right.
Again, that's opened a lot of doors for me now. And the military still look after me now, and it's like it's off. I can reach out to them if I want training courses and things like that. And so
So it was a fairly, because that was one of the reasons this podcast came about, was connecting with sort of old forces pals, and the discussions quite interestingly, because it's been part of my journey as well. It's that transition between like being in the mob, whatever force that you're part of, and then transitioning out. So you were looked after, but how did you kind of feel in and around that sort of transitioning out? Because you obviously didn't want to leave, I'm guessing.
No, I didn't. I mean, obviously, at 18-year-old, the thing that did for 22.
Yeah.
Plan was being goal and ambition. I mean, it was like, okay, where did you want to go with that? Where did I want to go with the military? And I mean, it's like a lot of the guys that I served with have went on further on, like, and went special P's, they went SAS.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, so that was my path. Was there a greater something out there looking after me? Who knows?
Yeah.
I'd like to think so.
Perhaps. Yeah.
Everything
happens for a
reason,
reason.
yeah. And then
Yeah.
that's it. So, okay.
Yeah.
So I left that, but again, transitioning from the military and everything was really hard. It was obviously and you hit the street and you're like, what the hell is this now?
Yeah.
And it is. I mean, it's a hard transition. They did say, you have got called like because disorder because it was such a there was no transition. It was just like
Just a leap. Yeah, there was no planning for it.
No,
It was just
like,
it happened. And
there was like of me being out of the hospital. It was yourself. I mean, these officers they take the authority. They take that option of you to even have a question in your future out your hands. So again, they just put it to one side, and you're not doing it anymore.
Yeah, man, that's brutal. That to have it all like completely.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like there's your dreams and your aspirations.
Yeah,
like you just
right. Well, again, I'm guessing that we moved on. I'll hold that thought because we'll come back to it. We'll go on to the orb and
I know.
that seems like we'll shift the energy there.
Yeah.
The orb and little clouds.
Again, that's the orb and the little. This is free military now, free army. This is me going back to 1990. Going to raves and stuff like that. Now it's like again, what is this about? You got on here talk about music again. That's what it's about. Like music. 16-year-old going to raves, like raves and stuff like that. I mean, and really finding like house music, rave music, techno.
Yeah.
Again, feeling that dancing and just being free. Obviously, that time, I mean, it was a big ecstasy in there. A lot of LSD as well. Again, I was again going to house parties and things like that. Had a great time. I mean, at that point, the biggest one in Scotland is called the Tech Control. Check it out on YouTube. It's 14,000 people in a marquee. Yeah. I mean, just dancing.
I've not heard of it, but I know a man that will.
Dancing and having such an amazing time.
Yeah.
But again, I love dancing. I do love music's on, turn it up, can I jump out and just get moving. Yeah.
There's not much like it, is there, to instantly kind of helps change the state and kind of
music definitely doesn't. I mean, it's like if you've got that favourite track, you put that on it.
Elevates.
Yeah, no, you can be driving along and your favourite track comes on, you're like, folk bus drive. What is he listening to?
So you use the word when you're explaining, you're describing that scene back then. You use the word freedom. So what did freedom mean to you back then? Because obviously that you've described it quite well. What does freedom look like or mean to you now?
It's me now. I do what I want. I mean, to like the lifestyle I live in. I mean, it is that way. And I mean, it's like, okay, there's no set rules to my life. It's like, okay, I'll tell him at the moment, okay, I can stop, I can start. I can jump on the van, drive anywhere I want.
Yeah.
Jump on the plane and go where I want. And again, this is all came from the method. It's like, becoming a Wim Hof Instructor, as I say, again, it was one of the moments in life that's changed everything and how I view life and how I actually live it now. And I mean, this.
So let's go there. Let's pick up then. Let's fill the gap between leaving the military, getting a trade, and finding the method. What happened in between?
Yeah, it was just normal life, really. And I mean, I worked for Yamaha, worked for Honda, worked for the National Autistic Society. I've worked for the Scottish Society of Autism, it's no longer about.
So a number of different.
different things. I had my own bike shop at one point,
Yeah.
my own cycle shop.
What sort of roles were you doing for those companies that you just mentioned?
Well, worked for just to like more bikes, and I'm also a mechanic.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, some motorbikes, riding motorbikes.
Yeah.
And
Riding motorbikes after you had.
Yeah. I've
Some people never learn.
No, the thing is, I mean, it's like it was one of those things. That means like you still off a motorbike. I mean,
Do you still ride now?
yeah.
No. Okay.
I done
So
wrong.
something stopped you?
Yeah, it was actually.
The time?
Yeah, like I built one more bike and build this. Basically, I wouldn't even bike in 20 and like 20 meters, 30 meters off from the front door. Opened up the throttle, set gear, and it fired me over the high side. Bike, got up, took my helmet off, and looked at the bike, and crankcase was burst, pumping out. It's very away from it. But I walked around the corner.
Were you okay?
I was okay. I mean, I took my leathers off, then I actually seen my leathers, and like the one piece of race suit. The leathers actually found here.
Right.
And I was like, just with the sheer force you popped off the bike, just ripped the leather, and I was like,
right,
that could have been my armor.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So then at that point, I put it on a website and the bike.
Right. Okay. So how did you find the method? What was happening in your life at that point?
Again, I found the method, overworked, overstressed.
Okay. Yeah.
So like,
we know that.
yeah, just like Thailand had 2 employees. Apprentice, they were working for me. Obviously, part-time jobs 7 days a week, continuously for like nearly over a year and a half.
Yeah,
flat out. Again, pushing obviously at the time. I mean, it's still that time, still drinking alcohol, still dabbling a wee bit, obviously suppressing a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
a lot of undealt with emotions and stuff like that. So I just numbing myself from everything, chasing this delusional dream.
Right.
Like chasing and like thinking, right, this is what I need. This is what I need. I wanted, but again, deep down, what was I trying to do? I was always trying to better myself.
Okay.
I was always okay. I need to better myself. I want to have dreams and aspirations like we all do.
Yeah.
And I was like chasing them, but the thing is, the more employees you've got at the level, there's more money going out when it's coming in. So again, like, there was a lot of stress. I've got 2 guys to pay for.
Yeah.
I've got my bills to pay for now as well. But like customers were coming in.
Okay.
For the money was going to them, and not me. So I was like,
right.
I'm doing this completely wrong. So again, but at that point, then I was studying logic, and I was then contacted and like here, damn, like there's this day's group therapy session on. I'm like, are you interested in coming along? So I was like, okay, I'll pay the £85 to it.
Yeah.
So I went to that. And talking about breathing, just as an introduction, just to relax this 12-hour talking group therapy session.
Okay. So this is coming about. You're doing your Thailand and your day job, but you're learning about psychology in your own time, like just study interest, got curious.
No, because the thing is, was working for the National Autistic Society and the Scottish Society for Autism. I mean, I was working in social care, so again, I was
part of the job.
It's part of that job. I mean, so I trained up to HND level in social care.
Okay.
And so again, the next step from that is like your degree in psychology or a degree in social care.
Yeah.
So again, I was like, oh, I've done that. We may as well just finish the whole thing off and do it. So I'm like, okay. So I just started doing it through the local university. So from there on, but obviously asked to do this day thing. So I went to there was this guy talking about breathing. We talked about breathing and we did the breath work. And we're like, okay, no problem. And I was like, didn't think much of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel relaxed. Yeah, cool. But then we went. There was no at that point. There was no ice or anything like that. So we went in. Obviously, we spent like 2 steps to learn how to breathe properly and get in the cold water.
Okay.
So the seed was planted.
Yeah.
And that was basically the only therapy session I went to.
Yeah.
And
So when was this? What year was this?
this will be nearly 6 years ago.
All right. So 18.
Aye.
Right. Okay. So what happened next?
And obviously, you go home, you Google YouTube with Wim Hof, and you're like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Start messing about with it. Off my first I've got an existing list, and it was, what is that? It's like inflammation. How do we get rid of inflammation? The breath work in the cold. So I was put my hand in my face.
Right. Okay.
Then I was on, like, we're on, like, on Darren. It was on Ben Hope. Or Mull, Ben Hope. On there. Benmore it is.
Benmore?
Yeah, on Mull. So
yeah.
We're coming down
There's
off
2 of them, actually. There's
yeah,
2 Benmores, isn't there?
So we're coming down off that. So we're coming down off. Feel this, and this one's hot and this one's cold. And he's like, oh, I'm feeling it. And he's like, but don't do that. I'm like, you're like, here, feel my hand. And he's like, so it is. That was my light bulb moment.
Yeah.
It was like, what's actually happened? I've retrained the capillaries in my hand.
Yeah.
So what have I done? It's vasodilation. I'm like, these veins and capillaries in my hand are now bigger than the left hand. So that means the blood flow is better.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. So if I can do it with my hand,
yeah,
I can do it with my whole body.
Yeah.
And that obviously like,
was a bit of a moment there.
So you think, so if I can do that with my whole body, I mean, it's like, what's actually inside the body?
Yeah.
And obviously, then we'll go back home, like, let's go through this, put the guy up, we plumped into the river, and that was it. And it was just like, I still remember first, I've got like, that first one.
So what was your first introduction to the, or what I guess what made you kind of think, I want to teach this, I want to be an instructor? Because I'm guessing to want to become an instructor, you had to meet some people and just go to a workshop or 2.
No, continued now and things like that, and then obviously,
who was your first workshop?
The first workshop was.
And how did that kind of come about?
My first workshop, I went up to Larne, up to the Vortex, and I was up there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So we're up there.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time up there, and that's where I met Mark.
Yeah.
Through that, and that's where I met Lilia. Through that as well.
Ah, okay.
So again,
yeah.
So again, it's a strange journey. I mean, and obviously going to like these big workshops that Lilia put on, and so we went to all of them.
And just started learning more. And more, and more.
Obviously, the more and more you get, I mean, obviously, people are like, at the time, I mean, I remember, why are you're mad, you're laying in the climb down at 5 o'clock in the morning? I'm like, yeah. They're like,
yes, I am.
Yes, I had folk walking by me on, here's this pile of clothes that's in the river. I'm like, you all right, son? You don't need it. I'm like, oh, it's I'm fine. Okay, just fuck off your. I'm alone. You're making a noise. I'm in
the zone.
And it's really, really. There is that peace and stillness that you find in there. But again, it's like how do we get in there? And I mean, that's through the breath.
Yeah. I'm
reading a book at the moment, and is we know through the science now what actually happens inside the body. The breath is the key.
Yeah.
It's life force. And obviously it primes the body to do what it can actually do.
Yeah.
Really, it settles us before we get into the cold. It's just the tip of the iceberg.
What's the book?
Well, the book I'm reading at the moment.
Yeah.
This is it's a book old. Yeah,
Flower of Life.
yeah.
Is this the one you mentioned to me
Yeah,
the other day?
that's for Life Tree Life or something.
Right. Okay.
You got me off guard now.
Well, no, I'm going to, without losing track, because I'm going to come back to a question completely related, but I'm going to talk about churches first, because there's a kind of natural flow to this as well. I can feel in the songs. But the churches I've chosen is clearest blue. When was that? What was happening? I guess what is it about the song?
Again, just the voice, the lyrics, actually the beat of the music, just the sound of it, how it actually escalates.
Yeah.
And it builds up, and you're like, wow.
Remember when you first heard it?
To be honest with you,
No.
no, I don't. It's just, but again, it was just like one of those things. Like, hang on, who is this?
Yeah.
And you're like,
And as it turns out, it's a very Scottish group.
Yeah, they are.
With a very what's the word to describe the lead accurately and complimentary. She's something. She's a force of nature.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
mean,
she
she's
is,
got-
isn't she?
definitely. No, I mean,
Absolute force of nature.
the voice.
Yeah.
You close your eyes and you listen, and it's like, wow.
Yeah. Yes, I'd admit I was saying to Daz about an old boss of mine that they bumped into on the plane. Said he got all fanboy. Not to bite his lip and not go and say, "Oh, hello." But so a great question, right, in terms of like that journey, having found the method, books that you're reading, what you've learned, the kind of journey that you've come on. But so here's one that I guess wraps everything. What would you say you'd learned? I guess the biggest, or what have you learned about yourself in the last few years early here? So we were going back sort of 6 years. What have you learned most about yourself during the time?
What a journey now, and it's just like it's still evolving now, and it's still. I've learned so much about myself. And over like especially the last 6 months, I mean, it's like finding the present process as well. And I mean, there's that emotionally growing up as well. But again, really tapping back into learning how to tap back into like the inner child you now,
Yeah.
and being playful, remembering who that kid is. And it's like, get back to
What's that kid had to say?
I just tell you now, and just like fucking do it now. Just do it, and just go, be mischievous, be funny, be playful, and things.
You see, this has not been scripted in any way, shape, or form.
I know most folk think I'm red dead serious. Really, they don't even know it. Now, and it's like,
Number one of 45 ways to apologize. It's talk to the person that you see. Talk to the person that's deeper. You know, what does that person say? And he summed it up. Just fucking do it.
no, man, it's just life. Life
Have
is too
fun.
short.
Be curious.
I'm 50-year-old now. I mean, it's like, hang on, 50-year-old. Left. What other adventures can I get up to?
I know.
No, and it's like, you're like, where else can I go? And where else can
It's
I go?
interesting because I remember, and if you ask my daughter, I'd also your son, if you ask Kai, you'd be like, you're old, Dad.
Ah.
But I don't feel old. I certainly feel more. I feel more of a sense of I guess what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? We're not mortality. I definitely feel more of that. Certain things, bring that to you, and I guess as age kind of. What to your point? I remember being like my daughter's. I remember being like Kai's age, and the age that we've spoken about, and people at that time. So this was in the 80s. We're kind of talking about at that point in time. I remember most people that I met who were in their 50s, but like they talked like old people.
Yeah, no,
didn't talk about
It was-
adventure or like having more adventures. They were
just
settling down.
it was last year. In fact, it was last year. Next year. I said, "How's it? Fuck, man! I've not even started yet now." And this is what I find is like, and it's like this for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And the myth is like we sparked this sense of adventure within me, even though it's like doing like the rows and going camping and things like that in Scotland, but it's gave me this sense of adventure again. There's a wider world out there.
Yeah.
There's more to see. There's more to do. And it's like, right, okay, let's go explore. Let's go do it. Yeah.
So obviously, there is an obvious 64-year-old crazy Dutchman that springs to mind. Outside of that, who and what inspires you?
Now, God, well, that's good. And it's
I guess life to a certain
Yeah,
it
yeah,
sounds
I mean,
like just
I like looking
being
at,
grateful for being here
yeah, I mean,
is inspiration enough.
I think to myself, like, I've got this. I love. I've done a HND in like design and interior design and stuff like that. Hotel and bathroom fitters. So again, I've got I look at architecture now, and I love looking at architecture around the world. And looking at these again, I was out there in Germany. This ancient buildings.
Yeah.
Wow, like craftsmanship that went into that. So I like watching and looking at things
Right.
like that. So that kind of inspires me.
Creative process.
Yeah,
isn't it?
no, again,
Yeah.
there is a side to creation. There is that part to it. The person's house I'm in at the moment. I mean, it was 2 days where I just ripped the place back to the stuff. I mean, there was like the brick and all like that. Here's my beautiful bathroom going. I'm like, it's in the bin. I mean,
It's gone.
it's gone. I mean, now they're starting to see this new bathroom. Again, at the moment, it's people who inspire me. I mean, our people are out there, and I mean, I wouldn't say that famous or anything like that. I mean, I think most of a lot of the breath workers and Wim Hof method instructors, like yourself, you know, I mean, like you guys inspire me. I mean, it's like
Oh, shut
no, honestly, I mean, it's like we've all got our own flair to it. Again, looking at
Yes.
wow, we encourage each other, and like, we need. It's just like, okay, let's do it.
Yeah.
And it's
I love that. Everybody has their own flair. This is one of the things I love most about the method. You can speak to you speak to everybody, and everybody's got their own story, but they've also got their own characteristics, their own strengths. They've got, and like you say, their own twist, their own flair on things, which kind of comes from from who they are as well. And it's great. That's why I wanted to do that, because I thought, we'll start in Scotland, we'll go a little bit further, but I'm going to speak to a number of different people, everybody unique in their own way, everybody bringing that uniqueness into something that is quite magical.
wow.
Yeah, absolutely. So here's a question for you. Moving from inspiration, can you think of a current or an upcoming challenge that you are having or are going to have, and how you're going to deal with it?
Just on the process, it's new coaching, new business coaching that I'm going through. I was working with the old tailoring business. I mean, when I was doing it, I was like, okay, I spent all those years that led me to stress and burnout and all like that. I was like, okay, so, and obviously not making money. Well, I made money out of it, but not like the material things like the house.
Yeah.
And all that. So again, well, okay, let's go and learn how to do it properly. And again, so I'm now looking at a new business venture with, I've got some business coaches. I'm invested in myself that way. So again, it's really interesting. And they're like, okay, this is the new business model. Here we go. It's a different vehicle completely.
Yeah.
Again, it's all to do with nature, kind of. All to do with health.
Yeah.
Again,
Yeah.
You've probably seen a few of my posts. It all talks about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, we are like.
Yeah.
With water. I mean, we are just bags of water. Man.
Yeah.
Like, water. So again, it's a long.
Right.
So I'm not giving out too much details on.
Well, you don't have to, because I've got a great question for you that kind of it notches it up like 10,000 levels. Only said earlier on that the lights we didn't want to. Is that annoying you? Because we can switch it off. So we've got a question that you can answer without giving away your upcoming business. It's more about like sort of like why you're here, because you said you've learned a lot about yourself. You've done a lot of kind of and continue to do sort of that deeper
shadow work,
sort of like shadow work. Yeah. So are you clear now on like life's purpose, and like is there a higher power that plays? And I'm not using. I've just used the word God, but is there a higher power that you believe that plays a part in that purpose? I know we're getting deep, but this is where he wants to go.
It's like, where are we now? I mean, what are we now? I mean, we're space dust. I love that picture. Yeah, no, I mean, it's like, don't get me started. It's like tears and rain. I mean,
purpose.
Yeah, purpose. I mean, it's like I love that picture. You can Google it. Honestly, get it on Google or search engine you use. Go and search it, and it's like that. Remember, you are here, and it's like the cosmos. And there's just this arrow pointing to it, and it's probably some random star or something. It's like, remember, you're here. You're on this blue pebble flying through the cosmos, a million miles an hour, spiraling out of control, going further and further and further away from the center of the start point, and we're on it. I mean, it's like, again, it takes nature. We think we're above nature, and I mean, we think we're beyond it. We are really not. We're just, we're clever animals. I mean, but I'm sure the dolphins are clever on us now.
So, what can you define in like a sentence or two? Has the universe given you that much specific yet in terms of purpose, or are you kind of just right? I know the direction I'm headed in, or have you got something that's do you feel that you have a mission that you're on, or a purpose that you would like to share?
Yeah, the thing is,
maybe I'm being mega deep now.
No, it's again, it's to help people. I've always helped people.
There we go.
And it's, I mean, it's one of the hearing people who are autistic or paraplegic will change your whole concept of how you get people down. It's you get that now. You get psychology, Maslow's hierarchy of needs and things like that. Nature versus nurture. Again, it's we have to go back. Like if you look at wolves, right? Wolves are a very, very interesting breed of animal. Again, they will look after animal. They'll matriarchal. Again, they'll look after the elderly.
Yeah.
In the pack, the young will go out, hunt, bring back food for the older wolves. Again, no other animal does that. Either like lions, tigers, anything else. I mean, packs are if you go, you're like on the left.
Yeah.
No, I mean, wolves don't. No, I mean, it's like, how amazing is that?
So you want to look after the old wolves.
No. Again,
until you become an old wolf, and then you'd like to be looked after. I kind of think that's where I'm at with life. Bring the pack up in a way that they feel respected and they can go out and do their thing, and then they look after you when you're like past.
Didn't know. It's like that. He's now like 80, and it's quite strange. I mean, I look back at him now. He used to be this massive, powerful man, and now I see this frail man,
right? And
it's just like wow, and he's got this. You can see him like still straight. Like, let's do this. And you're like, Dad, you must sit down and just chill. And you've done your bit now, and it's like, and it's now like the same with Kine. I mean, look at Kine. I'm like, kick my ass.
There once was that time where you were like that. I'll let you.
That would be what I think I should have got no, I'd have thought reason boy, absolutely on a different level completely. But again, it's
What do you think that the most important that you're speaking about your dad? What's the most important thing that your dad taught you? Double barrel question, and is that then the same thing that you think is the most important thing for you to pass on to your son, or is it something different? So your dad first.
right. My dad was a long distance driver, so he was really never there. Man. He was always working. We were
Okay.
So again, he worked in Scotland, as we all know. Many people are like that, but again, it's made me more aware of to spend time being like and be involved with stuff like that. It was Kai's birthday as well, and I said to him, now he's now a young man, 19-year-old, working, stuff like that. And I said to him, don't get too carried away, chase the age.
Yeah.
Just remember to have adventures as well.
Mm.
As much as like you're like, yeah, you see the numbers going up in the bank account, like just stop and just. I said that I wrote in his birthday cards, I'm missing adventures. Because there's nothing that you don't get back for an adventure. I mean, it was like something just come home, chuck the stuff in the back of the van and go. Tomorrow night, I'll be one of those nights.
Yeah. See, I had some of those. My adventures as a child, I remember was like going on a bus. Our early holidays were on a bus.
Day trip.
Like no, I'm talking like a bus to France or to like Spain for 32 hours. That was because that was what we got. That's what we could have on a holiday, which was more than some people. But you know, it was. I loved it. That was adventure to me. And some of the best times, some of the memories actually on the bus on the way there and the way back. But anyway, I digress.
My bus journeys were like Darren.
Okay, yes. I think we had some of them more in the car, but when I spent time in the car, no, we're not going there. This is your show. This is your show. So the importance of family has been like, you know, and the time spent with family. That obviously,
it is. I mean, it's like,
but it's obvious. It sounds like it's kind of taught you want to spend that time with your dad now.
I go around and I make sure he's okay. I mean, as much there is, but there's a part of me that's saying like, as well as I'm here, but I don't want to be pulled into that whole area where he's relying on me.
Okay.
Where you start disempowering them. And that's the thing.
Yeah.
When you start disempowering people,
it's still all there.
It's very still there. Now and again,
isn't this the thing as well? That when we were saying, we looked at people that were like maybe our age now and thought they kind of spoke and sounded old. My parents, exactly. My parents are like late 70s now as well, and I don't look at them. You might watch this, I don't know, or listen to this, but I don't look at them as old in the terms of like, you know, when. I think there's life left. My dad often reminds me, it's like, hey, I wouldn't be shuffling off just yet. I've got a few good years left.
It's like my she operations to remove cancer, so she like beat cancer 3 times, and it was like,
wow.
She was like, "Is that your best shot, God?" I mean, she was like that stubborn, like I will.
We made a stand stop in Scotland.
Is that your best shot? It's one of those things. Enjoy life, go and explore, have adventures. Again, I mean, appreciate people now, and it's like speak the truth. They're important facts. Really speak your truth, even though it hurts.
Yeah,
I'd say that's tell people you love them. I mean, honestly, and it's not that you're telling them to. If you tell somebody you love them, I mean, you don't want them. You're not saying to hear that back.
Yeah.
I love them. I'm telling them I love you because I'm telling you, to make you not feel appreciated. I think that's what I'm learning with this. Is to tell you what you mean to me.
Yeah.
I mean, if I say I love you, it's not because I want you to say it to me. I
Yeah.
want you to take that on board, be present. Say,
Yeah.
my presence, like love you now, man. And it's like, as we do now, I mean, as you do form relationships with people, you have emotional attachment to them.
Yeah.
And again, you're saying, like, I love you. You mean something to my life.
Yeah.
I mean, I appreciate you being in my life. And it's for the other person to then sit with that and say, right, okay, I have my physical experience in this madness we call life.
Yeah.
Actually means something to him.
Yeah. So this is interesting. So you mentioned there about like telling, like listening to the truth, like tell people the truth, but vice versa, shadow work and all of that sort of stuff. It's like listen to your own truth, even the hurtful truth as well.
Oh yeah.
So I know that as much or as little, because I don't know how this goes personally, but what would you say in terms of what was the most hurtful truth about yourself that you faced? Be that from breathwork, be that from looking in the mirror, just reflection, whatever. What's the thing that?
Really deep down, that is. I mean, it's that I put myself down too much.
Right.
It's like I'm too hard on myself. Again, I punish myself. But again, where does it come from? It's this strive to be better. Again, when I look back and also, and it does affect me where, yeah, maybe projected outwards, like where I might seem like I can be a dick. But what can I know? It's like I just want to always be a better person.
Yeah.
Always be a better human being. Always want to contribute to society. Always just want to. Oh, there's this always want to
Be better.
be better. And I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
why not? I mean, that's. I mean, it's like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you want to go there?
Has anybody ever put it to you like this, that in the sense of that continued need to always be better in itself, just the striving to be better. Has anybody ever said to you that just through wanting to be like that in itself shows you that you're already enough?
Yeah. I mean, I know that. I mean, it's.
Yeah.
I know I'm enough. I mean, it's like
and I say this because it's like looking in the mirror at the moment. Been there,
like,
yeah.
I've been there, and I'm like,
well,
I know I'm enough. I mean, I
yeah.
value myself. I value myself, and
Yeah.
I'm learning to love myself.
Nice.
Again, I mean, appreciate myself.
Yeah.
Appreciate that I have got that drive in me to
Mhm.
continue to want to better myself
Yeah.
and grow and develop and learn. And
Yeah.
I've also learned how to stop and slow down.
Yeah.
I've learned how to take it all on board.
Yeah.
Be mystical, stand there in the middle of nature, and it's like,
Yeah.
and be that liberated. I mean, one of the most liberating things to do is start, go and find yourself a river. At 5 o'clock in the morning, the summer's morning, go and stand in the middle of a river, naked. Honestly, go and try it. Go and do it, honestly. Go and do it, honestly, and just stand there and feel the sun come up on your skin as you stand there. This is what life's about. Maybe we'll talk about it.
I've got a picture that I either definitely need to share with you or we don't need to share with you. And I think it's because it's you, I definitely do need to share it with you.
Sure.
Okay. We've done 3 tunes, we've got 2 left. Tell me about Tom Odell and Butterflies, because we're back at nature again.
Okay.
And here we are with Tom Odell and
Right.
Butterflies.
This song,
Beautiful song.
this was, I first heard this song around about this time last year. I just finished level 2 Wim Hof Instructor training. I believe you've just met Christinka.
I did. I was your cacao dealer.
Yeah.
A lovely lady.
Again, her
If she ever listens or watches, she should be somebody to ask.
get her on, honestly, man, get her on. The energy and this beautiful woman comes off again. It was a defining moment in life. It was met up at the previous Wim Hof Method instructors reunion at Wim's house. There's a whole story where we all bundled and had folk in the back of my van. We were driving to the airport. The van doors open. There was police, and they just looked at us like, "Yeah, we're Wim Hof Method instructors."
And the police were cool with that.
The police were cool. They just looked at us like that. Okay, like just carry on. Again, it was moment that was doing obviously in Amsterdam and things like that, where we all got talking and as we do, and I mean these reunions, and you make these connections with these beautiful people. It continued on to Christine. Like, I'm going to call. She wanted to meet a few others, Ash, Heather Ashley as well. I mean, she wanted to meet up with them. She trained with them.
Yeah.
So again, and we're like, okay, I'm coming to Prague. Brilliant, excellent. Get to catch up with you. I do. But again, she's like, great, guys, I'm here. And so I'm walking through Prague in a kilt, and sandals, a t-shirt.
Sounded very yes.
So we're walking through and I walk out. We talk about this quite a lot. And it's like I see she's like sending me this link on like WhatsApp, and the next minute's Google Maps.
Oh, it was like a drop the pin. This is where
it's
we
like,
are.
no, we were both walking towards each other. And we met, and she got to the square, and here she sat at the square in the middle of this road. And she was just sat there, and there's trees, a couple of trees around about it, and the park bench, and she was just sat there. I mean, an amazing woman. I mean, she got up there, hugged us as we usually do. And we just spent the rest of the day just drinking cacao and eating pastries. I mean, croissants and and just having a good time, just walking through Prague.
Yeah.
And what a beautiful city. And she's like, I have to go. So we walked up to the train station. Again, that day was such an amazing day. And I just lost in Prague. Eating pastries.
And so, was there did you hear that song out there?
Well, she
that day, or was it?
She gave me it. She's like, I want you to hear the song. I was like, cool. I now use it in my workshops.
Yeah.
It's one of the finishing songs that I use in my workshops. It's just such a beautiful song.
I listened to it as well, and at this point, when we go on to Spotify, this is where I say Tom Odell. This is the idea with this. On here, I can't do it without playing the music, and then rip it down because of copyright. What a lovely story. What a lovely story. At this point in the journey, right? Looking back, what would you say is there a standout piece of advice that somebody has given you throughout be that it's more recent in terms of advice that you've had since being involved with the method and becoming level 2, be that an instructor or that be someone in your past? Is there a quote? Is there a lesson? Is there something that somebody gave you as a piece of advice at some point?
Throughout my whole life, it's just follow your heart, honestly. Now, just don't give up on your dreams, honestly. Now, and follow your heart. Now, just follow your heart. Your heart. Listen to your intuition. I mean, it's like this will tell you. This is just like a big. This is just like, okay, we're going this way.
Yeah. I like that. And here's the question. I wasn't leading you to this, but it's almost like we're just ending up. Um, so as part of like following your heart, right? There needs to be stuff like we've spoken about that you have to let go of throughout life. So what advice would you, right, in terms of like following your heart, what advice would you give to anybody holding on to a part of their life that's making them miserable?
Making them miserable. Okay, it's just again, it's look at that point in your life and say, okay, it's a signpost. If it's a signpost, how things aren't working properly for you,
Yeah.
it's like, okay, here, this is not working right. This makes
Yeah.
look here.
Emotions are alarm clocks.
Yeah, no, I mean, they are.
It's
I mean,
like,
it's like
you know,
they're pointing you in the right direction. I mean, when you feel, I like to think when you feel the discomfort
yeah,
through emotions, you're coming to a crossroad.
yeah, absolutely. Could not agree more.
Again, it's the way, you know, and it's like
Yeah.
you look at them and you think, oh, yeah, this is what it is. So you just continue, you choose your next path now and you follow your heart. And I would say follow your heart, become heart led, not heart.
Oh, there you go. That one will need to put on the highlights, the highlight reel.
Yeah,
Say that again.
become heart led, not heartless.
Love it. Be
Oh,
heart led, not heartless. I want to do your last song because it's stellar
yeah,
by Colin.
yeah.
Talking of being heart led, and
That tune will again. I found that on my search. We're looking for music breathwork, and once you hear this song, you close your eyes and breathe to it.
yeah,
That will take you to another dimension completely. It's just such a tune. It connects so many ways to the heart
yeah,
and to your soul now. And it's like how it builds at the crescendo and it just at one point just bursts.
yeah,
And it's a key point when I'm doing breath work and things like that. And I tell people like at that point when this is when you are this is the present moment. It's right here, right now, and you're alive. This is the most such a gift.
yeah. It is because it's the only moment we've got.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah,
it's like
and it's the only one that we will ever have.
the beauty of it. I mean, that's why it's called a present.
And I think that let's just pause. Because see, now it's gone.
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing? And do you know what it's that quote? Man has man, humans
Mhm.
have two lives. The second life starts when you realise you've only got
One.
one.
Yeah. It's saying, I mean,
So you've got to live it. Live it right now. What's
Live-
gone is gone.
live it to the max.
Yeah.
Pack as much as you can get into it.
Yeah.
But don't get too stressed out and get packing, trying to do too much.
So interestingly, right, we're cool with being here in this moment. If there is somewhere, just thinking of Stella and about let that music take you, you know, where would you like to go? We talked about sort of tangibly in a business and all of that, but whereabouts is it that you want to go spiritually, emotionally?
I just keep going now, and it's spiritually now, and it's the mental opening me up, spiritual and belief in the cosmos that's guiding us. There is something out there that's got a plan already made for us.
Mm.
And we just have to tune into that and actually find it and follow it.
Yeah,
Again, that's where it comes from.
yeah,
Again, so once we've got that, that's a navigational system. I'll take you there.
so you're happy to go where
my heart takes me.
Your heart takes you.
Yeah, and I mean, I do like the Dow. I have a lot of the Dow. Yeah,
Yeah.
I even contemplated going to the monastery for a year.
Oh my God.
To the Shaolin.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah.
Wait till Karen listens to this.
Then, again, weird. Changed completely now, very, very quickly. Now, again, my heart opened at that point.
Yeah.
When it was just quite strange. I was like, okay, I'm focusing on train, because you can go and train in Shaolin. There's like a year option, 2 year option, or a life option, which I wasn't really developed. I thought a year's enough. But then again, like, my heart wall came down. Oh, I experienced love. And I mean, real love. Something I hadn't felt before. It's like, wow. Head turning that 365 degrees. It was like, wow, that's a powerful feeling to have inside your chest.
Mm.
And I was like, okay. So that changed the journey to.
Was this towards anyone in particular, or was this just?
Yeah, it was actually.
Was it?
It was.
Right.
But
We
again,
don't have to talk about that.
but again, moments like that in time,
Yeah.
we have to,
Absolutely.
and it's like you get them and you fucking hold them, you squeeze the life out.
Yeah.
You don't let them go.
Yeah.
And it's
And that's the thing about these moments. That's why, like, being aware. I've said even recently, just being here, being present, allows you to see things clearer, and it allows you to welcome things in and notice that things are happening.
Yeah.
Even over the last month, the number of things I've said, just my meditation teacher will love hearing this, Arjuna will, because you pick things out because you hear them and you attach. Oh, you realise there's an importance to them right there and then in that moment. And ordinarily, like the way I used to live in the past, there's things that would have happened this last month alone that I would have never seen any significance whatsoever. It would have just passed me by.
Yeah.
It would have passed me by. And I think that's the glory, isn't it? Of just
once you actually become in the spiritual path, you actually start seeing things everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're like, bang, 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 and you actually starts to become a bit of a game. Like, okay, where's the next sign? Where's it? And you're like, there's.
So do you know what is amazing about this? Because we kind of come almost towards the end of this, and yet the beginning. So we kind of heard about your story. We've heard a lot about what has made you, but ultimately choices, decisions brought you to where you're at right now. But the most exciting part of all of that, and it's been an amazing journey, some great tune choices as well. But what I'm hearing is that actually right now we know there's a lot of business venture, but it's like actually the future. It's like in the Back to the Future 3. It's like back in future in time, but it's like, well, actually embracing every moment and I can do with one of them as well.
Well, again, it's like, right, okay, where am I going with it? Like, okay,
Yeah. Whatever it
takes, there's so many doors open in front of me, and this is the thing. It's like, okay, let's open them all. Let's go through them all one at a time.
Love it. Okay, back to tangible stuff to close, right? Because I always do this, and I've only got 3 or 4. Okay, normally I ask people, do you apply your JFDI? But I don't really think. I mean, if there's something that comes to mind, I say I normally ask it, and sometimes I don't because it's been quite apparent from the story and the discussion that we've had that you apply it in ample amounts. You know what I mean by that? That just you can do it approach to life. That mindset.
It's not even that. It's just like, who cares? I mean, I'm going to do it.
That's a big one for me. Getting to that point where you limit the amount that you actually care about what other people think. Because I used to be massive.
I actually got a long time ago, more probably as a teenager, and it's like,
Right.
yeah, you think about me now.
Well, I had it, lost it, regained it. I
Mm.
think it's one of those.
Love
Um,
it. I mean, I'll just
Yeah. Okay, 3 more questions. Right, you like these, just the quick fire ones. Where would you like to visit that you've not already? I think I might have shown you the video.
Well, really, see, we've not been on not mountain actually.
Yeah, is another country or the part of the world that you've not visited that you'd love to?
Himalayas. Well,
Himalayas.
I want to go to the. I want to go to obviously, when you start reading about Tibet and people they're on vibrating on a just complete different level. I mean,
Yeah.
you look at it, it's completely another end of the spectrum from Western society.
Yeah.
Again, there's not massive poverty,
Mm.
but the people are so happy.
Yeah.
So they're dialing the political border as well.
Yeah.
So again, obviously, for me, I mean, it's if you're interested in the Darren, so Mecca. I mean, and
Got you.
you have to go there.
Yeah.
Again, the mountains, the site. I just want to go on.
Yeah. Brilliant. Love it. Okay.
Kilimanjaro.
Penultimate question. Kilimanjaro.
Yeah. Let's do that. Yeah, let's work on it. We're sure.
I think you might be on your own on that. Best gig you ever attended?
Best gig or gig? I want to say. All the Goo Goo Dolls are great live, do a great show. Again, Ben Howard, amazing. Again, but really, I think one of the most spectacular bands I've ever seen was a band called Yotha Yindi.
Right. I've never heard of them. There's it first.
Yotha Yindi is they're an Australian original band.
Right.
Australia, and I seen them at first or second tee in the park.
Yeah.
Stage, and we're actually boomerangs above the queue now.
No.
Right, and they're firing about now, and it's like in this drunken haze now, and here's this boomerang flying over the head, and they're catching it, and like, what a stage show! And these things were flat.
I'm like nobody had their head taken off.
No, accuracy like that.
Right.
Again, some amazing songs.
Right. Okay. And to close, what would the book of your life be called?
Probably that. Oh God.
You're Yindi.
Yeah,
do you know what it means?
No, I don't actually. It's what would my book be called?
And that, my friends, has been Darren Adam. This has been the JFDI podcast. Listen, thank you so much. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah. I hope that you've enjoyed the JFDI treatment, the ambience of IGs. And it's been brilliant.
Amazing.
Thank you so much for answering my questions.
Thank you for having me on.
For telling your story. And I know that I know there's a few bits in there as there are in any of these that I say thank you, but I genuinely, just like what you're saying, I mean it. I mean thank you, because there's bits of that are clearly that they conjure up emotions, and I respect anybody that, because there's a lot of people that have said, nope, this isn't for me. And anybody that comes on, shares the story, ultimately, and the fact that you've climbed up the ladders to high G's to do it. Pick up. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause. And thank you very much indeed for Darren Adam. Until next week, we'll be back with another Scottish Wim Hof instructor. This time, one of the ladies. So 8 p.m. Next week,
hardcore.
I'm going to introduce you to Victoria. I'm excited. So tune in again next week as the Wim Hof Instructor series continues. So from High G's, it is good night from me, and
Good night from me. Good night from him. Good night.
good night.
Good morning.
I saw that video you